Hey guys, thank you for joining me. You're probably here because of the title of this video and you're curious about what is going on. I try personally to stay out of politics. I don't like to bring politics onto my channel for obvious reasons because everyone has a different view and we can all get together and fly FPV, but at the end of the day we can have our own personal views. But this is pretty serious, and it's been going on for a couple years now, and obviously it's coming to a head right now at the fact that at the end of March 2nd, 2020, there is going to be a rule that will ultimately go into effect that will change however FPV and RC. This is not FPV specific. This is RC in general. So radio controlled planes, helicopters, FPV drones, just regular drones. It doesn't matter if it flies and it's not manned. The FAA wants to regulate it to extinction essentially. Or put it in designated little spots that no one is going to like, because the FPV and the RC community kind of already don't get along. If you weren't aware, if you've ever tried to go fly a drone at an AMA fly field, I'm sorry, but you're probably going to get stink eye for life. Someone's going to follow you home, staring at you very intently until you essentially stop flying. But no, I'm kidding. But they are, kind of butting heads all the time. So with that being said, I felt the need to make a video specifically to reach out to my audience that does love RC and just love in general what I do as a career and also just for fun. Because obviously I do this stuff for fun because I love to do it, and I also was able to make a career out of it. And I think the FAA is overstepping their boundaries here and over-regulating, and this is the point in time where we can make a difference. So how we can make a difference? How can we make a difference? First of all, there is the commenting period, which ends on March 2nd, my birthday. So hopefully you guys can just, I can ask you for my 30th birthday. I know I don't look 30, and I know my hair looks like I dye it. I don't. I'm just gray and young and old at the same time. You can go online and comment on the FAA's website. I'll put a link in the description below. Please make it personal. I'm not going to go into detail exactly how to do that. There will be another link in the video or another video in the description below that will say, hey, this is how you want to do this. You want to make it personal. You want to make it very impactful, and you want to specifically pull yourself as an individual and try to make that known. Don't try to make it as a community. You as a person are going to be affected by these rulings, and this is why, and this is what I propose that could change. Maybe a different way of this proposal could be manipulated in a way that won't ultimately burn it into the ground. So again, commenting, that is a thing. We have a week to do that, or a little over a week. And then the one thing that I wanted to tell you guys is there's going to be a FPV Freedom Coalition protest at the FAA headquarters in Washington, D.C. on the 29th of February 2020. And I am pretty far from Washington, D.C., but I'm going to make the drive up there because this is something that is important to me. And I'm hoping that you guys will feel the need to make it there so that it can be impactful on the FAA to show them how many people are involved in this. This is not FPV specific, so if you have anything to do with RC, like I said at the beginning of this video, this is going to affect you. If you're in school, if you're a teacher, if you want to fly out in the field outside your school campus, if you want to go to the football field near your house, all of this stuff is going to be regulated to the fact where you cannot do that. It doesn't matter age, doesn't matter if you're a professional, any recreational person that wants to fly an RC aircraft is going to be mandated to have certain things, remote ID being one of them. Again, I'm not going to go into detail of these things because that's not what this video is about. If you want to learn more about the proposed rulings, I'll put a link in the description below. But again, all of this stuff is very serious. It could potentially change the entire next generation of people that are trying to learn on their own. Visual learners, guys that learn on YouTube like myself. I got into RC through watching YouTube. I've learned pretty much everything that I know from YouTube channels or from trial and error. All of this stuff is extremely volatile right now because this is a hobby that I think a lot of people are attracted to, but some people are scared, and this is going to ultimately make it even more terrifying to get into something that they could potentially be fined for flying an RC foam plane that weighs 10 grams outside in their backyard. That is not okay, and I highly advise you guys to look more into what is actually being proposed and doing what you can to combat this, and one being comment, and one being you can go to your senators, your local senators, and comment to them, send them emails. You can also go to this FPV Freedom Coalition protest on the 29th of February. And, one other thing would be to possibly go to a local school and talk about this with the people that are at that school, saying, hey, if you have a STEM program and you plan on building anything that flies, well, I'm sorry, you're not going to be able to do that anymore with these proposed rules by the FAA. So, again, there's a lot to be said with the fact that this is more serious than I even thought it was going to be, and I'm trying to push as big as I can, as many people as I can, to combat what the FAA is proposing. And lastly, before this video ends, if you haven't already and you have a YouTube channel or you have a large reach such as the AMA, and you feel like you're not going to be affected by this, well, I'm sorry, but that is not the case. The AMA is something that I have been a member of on and off for the last 6 years, and my relationship has been fairly rocky with them, but that doesn't mean the fact that we don't have a common goal, and that is to ultimately be able to fly RC model aircraft and not be regulated to one specific field, and not be regulated to have all these extra remote ID tags and things where we're being tracked at all times. And again, please, AMA, I know we haven't had a good relationship, but let's go. Flight Test is killing it. All these guys that are even nationwide, Bruce Simpson, thank you guys. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. FPV Freedom Coalition again. Let's do this. Let's make this a change for the future, not only for us, but for future generations. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.